Fate, but I do think the Lissandra pick kind of saved everything for Team SoloMid.
Well, we will see, and welcome to Summoner's Rift, guys, for our first game here at the Intel Extreme Masters World Championships ESC ever versus Team SoloMid. And we will see who comes out on top. Should be interesting. I mean, this is a huge match for both of these teams. I mean, Ever's come all the way from Korea. They're still a challenger team. TSM, you know, struggling a little bit in NA, but if they lose the first game of this tournament to a second place challenger team from Korea, that's going to be a tough one to stomach.
And that's kind of the problem, I feel, for Team SoloMid. The pressure's on them and also on Crazy.
Wow, speaking of pressure, has to flash, gets exhausted, trying to get away from this one. There's a knockup, and first blood goes over to TSM already. Double if picking that one up, and I guess you can't really ask for a better start than that, can you?
No, a little bit of odd movement for Crazy. Normally, if you move up on top side, actually it's mid. Or fighting in the jungle, level 1.
I said it was going to be messy. I told you this was going to happen, man.
Good start. Bart gets a little bit extra gold, but Crazy walking into the river. Normally, you would always see the enemy move in towards you, and you can like back away in time. Worst case, just instant flash over the wall.
Yeah.
Clearly, he felt like he could just walk away. Gives up a very easy first blood, and onto double lift. So this is important for Team SoloMid because double lift and yellow star, the 2v2 lane, it's not been looking great. They need every bit of help they can get.
Well, first blood on your AD carry, man. I mean, that is certainly going to help. We'll see if he actually goes back and picks up anything pretty early, but he doesn't really need to, you know? They can kind of wait this out. Yeah,
so they had the wards, TSM, but Ever was waiting in mid lane with Key and Loken, if you guys noticed. And Key now is in trouble.
Key knocked up with that pulverize, taking a lot of damage. Two Sven scaring him double lift, still there. Key has to flash, barely makes it out. Loken had to pop that summoner heal. And Ever, man, well, I don't know, they're a second place challenger team.
Challenger strategies from Ever here?
They're good. They won Cologne. They've proven they can be good, but it's still really different. I mean, if you look at this team too, Temp, their newish mid laner, this is the first time he's ever been out of Korea, and he didn't even live in Seoul. This kid lives out in the country. He'd only been to Seoul like twice in his life, so huge change for him to be kind of dealing with the stage, dealing with the situation, and I wouldn't be surprised to see if we see some nerves come into it a bit.
I agree with you. I think definitely around the mid lane, also because Bjergsen is a very strong mid laner. He will look to pressure you against Tempt on the Twisted Fate, but just to go back again to that level 1, TSM invaded, they put down the vision to see, is there going to be a lane swap? Ever decided to say, we want the 2v2 lane, so we wait in mid lane with Loken and Key, sneak in, but then get very greedy trying to stop that Grump.
Yep. Uh-oh. It's pause time, Deficio.
So we have more time to talk.
That's right.
The players are doing it for us.
What would you like to talk about?
I would like to talk.
You were making a point that sounded fascinating.
True, yeah. I mean, the point was kind of over because then they walked into the Grump and said, hi guys, let's 2v2 the junglers here.
Yeah.
And Bart has no flash now. He can't play as aggressive.
Yeah, and I mean, that bot lane of Lucian Bard is super strong anyway. It seemed a little bit risky when we saw in pick and ban TSM giving that one over, but you know, I suppose if you get a couple kills, couple summoners out of the way early, that kind of solves that problem, doesn't it?
Kind of throws the pick and ban phase out of the window.
Yeah.
If you just give up so many early things. But again, the pick and ban phase, I liked it from Ever. I don't 100% agree on first picking Graves. I don't think you have to. Western teams don't pick him very early. It's more like Nidalee, Kindred, Elise, these kind of picks.
It's an odd priority for Korea as well. We don't see really a lot of Graves first picks right now. It's a lot of Kalista, a lot of Alistar.
Now, he's obviously a very safe pick in a lot of ways. He fits in a lot of different compositions. He doesn't really have any straight hard counters in the jungle. Still surprising. I would actually love to see just the Fiora first pick because Hansa is a good Fiora player. And I feel like when you play against Ever, if you can beat Crazy in the split push, you ruin a lot of what they like to do. Because again, it's this 4-1 setup, a Crazy split pushing, and then you have the 4-man in the mid lane, and then you TP straight onto him. So I would like to see Ever just first pick that Fiora, because now TSM has a good advantage, because Hansa will win that 1v1. So that is a possibility for Team SoloMid to just punish the split push, force Ever to only 5-on-5 at all times, and that changes the way they like to play.
Oh, looks like we're back in the game again. Key getting a little bit low, so's double lift. Arcane shifting away. Yeah, some pretty hugely aggressive trading from this duo, but again, we were expecting it to be pretty aggressive.
And we need to see more now from Doublelift and Yellowstar. They played this Ezreal Alistar combo against Team Liquid and got destroyed because they completely disrespected level 2 all-ins. Obviously, that's not going to be the case now. Early experience from the kill. You're now pushing the lane. So Safer, they're actually just looking to farm. They don't really necessarily want to kill anyone. It's more about what can Hansa do on the bottom side against this Nautilus.
Right. I mean, this Ezreal's going to take some time to power up anyways.
He's going to get a tier now, and then he's just going to sit and farm.
Yeah, pretty much. You're going to go back. We'll see what they decide to pick up early, that tier, of course. And now Crazy versus Hanser. I mean, they've got the solo lanes here. Here comes Ares. And there's a nice grab onto Hanser. Hanser has his flash if he needs to use it. And decides he's going to be just fine. He is. No summoners used. So nice gank attempt. Might force him out of lane for the moment anyway.
Yeah. Should force a teleport from him.
Little TP edge for Ever for the next few minutes anyway.
But also with this early start, I feel like Team SoloMid got almost everything they wanted, because in my mind, standard lanes are actually the best for them. In this case, as long as Doublelift and Yellowstar can survive 2v2, because it puts Bjergsen in the 1v1 mid lane where he can at level 6 gank tempt with the Elise and win the 2v2 very easily. He's in trouble.
Yeah, huge trouble, man. He doesn't have his flash yet. There's no way he's getting out of this one. And that's another kill over to TSM. Yellowstar picking up that.
And this is just what I started mentioning. You know, this 2v2 in mid lane from Svensson and Bjergsen, it's what has been lacking, honestly, for this team in North America. They've been picking like Orianna and just farming mid lane, and Svensson could never invade and never play aggressive. And then you don't utilize him as a jungler. If you just tell him, oh, just place wards and be a team fighter. He's not very good at that.
Well, it seemed like when you watched TSM recently, trust was a major issue too. Nobody seemed to be on the same page as far as shot calling goes. Everyone seemed kind of scattered and sort of like making their own decisions. And now we're seeing this really great synergy between the support and jungle, and it's really taking apart Ever so far.
And again, that's what I like about having the standard lanes for Team SoloMid. And on top of that, instead of them struggling in the lane, they got that first blood. So they've been basically getting everything, because even in a lane swap, it would have been fine. You dodged the 2v2 lane. Hansa just wouldn't be able to get this one-on-one, and he could farm equally or even pressure Nautilus. And also Svensson wouldn't be able to gank. So you would kind of nullify Elise's impact early on, together with a Fiora and Lissandra. Two good lanes for you to gank, because two very strong laners early on. So I really like TSM having the standard lanes, having that early first blood, and we have already seen the impact from Svensson. He just needs to play around bottom side now.
Yeah.
Because you do not want to let Fiora get ganked and fall behind. You want her to snowball, and you have that split pushing threat that shuts down whatever likes to do normally.
Well, it makes it just all the more important that Hanser didn't need to use his flash when that gank came in from Ever a little bit earlier. It's interesting to see Ares taking this Graves out too, as we see him stealing the Wolves over on TSM's side of the jungle, because like the analyst has talked about, this is a guy that plays a lot more kind of tanky junglers, the Rek'Sai, the slower moving CC sort of junglers rather than the carry jungler like Graves.
Obviously a different style for him. He likes to invade a lot, which you can do on a Rek'Sai because she's very safe. You can always tunnel out if needed.
Right.
So, but he likes to invade. He likes to put down early vision more than ganking straight up. Potential dive on bottom side. TSM has spotted already.
Yeah, they've got good vision. Here comes Twisted Faith. They're going to try to make a play onto Hanser. Tempt, trying to get there with his gold card, loads it up.
Oh, wow.
Okay, there we go. There's the gold card. Ares in a little bit of trouble. Tries to dodge into the bush to avoid some damage. Can't avoid enough. Another kill for TSM. Tempt is going to go down as well. And TSM is just destroying ESC Ever at this point.
It's just too predictable, though. Tracy's going to go down as well.
Yeah, a couple flashes used, and that Nautilus is going to have a hard time making it out. He's tanky, but he's not that tanky. There it goes. 5 kills to 0 already for TSM.
Ever just not respecting how predictable the play they're making is. Because, like, you can see on your minimap, Bjergsen has already moved down. Svensson is running from base. They knew everything that was going to happen here. I like how Hansa goes aggressive, doesn't get caught on the tower at first and just locked down. He actually jumps onto Ever and then starts kiting backwards.
Yeah. And
then just waiting. This is team joining in. Obviously now you are going to be extremely weak at this point. Ares as well completely missing his damage on this Graves.
It was pretty messy. And Ever really has a lot of work to do if they're going to be able to pull this one back. It's already pretty out of control. I mean, 2K gold deficit or 3K gold deficit already for Ever at just 8 minutes into the game. Man.
And this Lissandra pick is going to have so much impact. I really felt like it saved the draft for TSM as the last pick, because it forces the cleanse from Twisted Fate, so that removes the global, obviously. Second, you can play aggressive with it together with a jungler like Elise. And obviously Bjergsen is a good split pusher. on a pick like Lissandra, so he can actually match whatever side lane pressure Ever will ever have and just follow. Because we just saw what happened. Now we have early kills on every single member.
I mean, we know how important the first couple ganks that a Twisted Fate tries are for just getting that TF ahead. It's a character that can fall off pretty quickly. I mean, if he loses mid lane turret at some point, and yeah, he has no damage right now.
He's building Rod of Ages as his first item, despite falling behind.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's going to be a late Rod now. And
Ever is not looking to go late game against this lineup from Team SoloMid. Fiora will completely outscale the Nautilus. Ezreal has a great late game. Alistar is a great frontline support. I feel like you wanted more impact in the early game. You could even rush a Lich Bane, if that is, and just try and play a lot more aggressive around this Bard Lucian lane.
Well, yeah, you think that if they want to do something aggressive to catch up, to make up for losing that early, kill or two, you wouldn't try going for Rod of Ages, would you?
No, I'm not a fan of it. It's too slow, in my opinion. Also, leaves you too weak. When the other mid laner can follow you, you need early game impact, not a catalyst and scaling up. And there's also a big difference in how you build your Rod of Ages, because you actually want to start blasting one first.
Right.
Just to get some early power, and then you go catalyst after. Just building catalyst kind of surrenders everything you want to do as an aggressive player, and you just kind of play sustain in lane.
And see, now he just picked up the blasting wand too, so not even finishing that catalyst, just going to sit there with a couple crystals in his inventory.
Looking rough for Ever, definitely. Forever.
Wow.
Forever. It's
Forever,
looking
ever?
rough.
Forever, ever?
Forever, it's looking rough.
I mean, this game is going to be hard to come back from, obviously. It's a huge deficit early on, and TP coming in from TSM. They're going to try to find Key and Loken, it looks like. And yeah, this could be bad. Yellowstar goes in. Temp tries to join the fight, but already Ever losing nearly everybody. They finally get the kill down onto Yellowstar, but another easy win under turret there for TSM.
Yeah, just TP advantage for Team SoloMid because Crazy had to use his back to lane before. That means Hansa can set up a play with the rest of the team roaming. Ares is in trouble as well.
He knew TSM was close by. I don't know why he's walking through there, man.
It's like, I need to do Grump.
Yeah.
They just 5-man dive on top lane.
It's not a good time to do Grump.
Let's do Grump, boys. We need that Grump right now. Crazy will get a bot lane tower, but that's about it for Ever.
Forever.
Forever.
Yeah, forever, ever.
Gotta remember to pause in between. Forever.
For them. Just say for them. And people assume we're saying ever from now on. We'll just make it work. That turret not even dying yet to Crazy. Let's watch a replay of this. I mean, there was just nothing that ESC could do, and Tempt is like, I want to die too.
Yeah, trying again to assist the team. Yellowstar is not level 6, that's why he goes down, actually gets it just when he dies in the very end. But it all starts with the mid lane. Lissandra can push in the Twisted Fate, who was sitting on those, Mana Crystal, Ruby Crystal, and...
Why?
I mean, maybe the Grump said something about him, I'm not sure.
Maybe. That Grump insulted Graves' mother, man.
I mean, such an odd play from Ares here. Just top lane is dying, better do Grump.
That's right. It's like, well, I can't help them, but I can help myself by killing this Grump. Great idea. Well, I mean, I feel like every time there's a pause, we're like, well, they're more behind than they were a few minutes ago now, aren't they? I mean, it's
it
up
just
to
snowballs.
about 4K. Yeah, it really is. I mean, to be fair, TSM's doing a very good job of snowballing this game quickly, too.
I mean, it's been about Team SoloMid predicting, okay, Ever is going to go for this gank in bottom lane because they've been playing around bottom side.
Yeah.
Bjergsen moves down because, again, he's pushing out. He's like, I cannot stress this enough. Pushing mid lane first constantly allows Bjergsen to roam. He's doing exactly the same thing again. Crazy's now in trouble.
Yeah, there's a flash from Crazy trying to get away. Scarin is right there, though. Can't make it out to that turret. Makes it to the wall. Hans are there, too. They can dive this easily. Yeah, another kill for TSM. Another one on to Scarin. Ever taking a chunk out of the mid lane turret, but that's not a lot. In fact, they may get cut off by Yellowstar and Doublelift coming in here. No, they'll be able to get away. All right, well, Key was there, I suppose.
Just applying a bit of pressure, forcing them off the tower. Hansa will be able to take the bot lane. So once again, Team SoloMid is getting almost everything on the map. And this is what happens, if teams execute properly, when you're this far behind at 12 minutes, you're not supposed to win the game.
Yeah.
Like, you are supposed to continue to just fall further and further behind because there's no map pressure for you. Your members are too weak to fight. Often you have to use your flashes defensively instead of offensively, and then you become reactive instead of proactive. And more and more of the map is just gone. Hansa with Sven will be able to take a very easy bot tower as well.
You can't really be a reactive team with a Twisted Fate either, can you? That's a very much kind of take charge sort of champion.
Especially also when you're against double teleport yourself.
Yeah.
You know, if you're reacting to a gank, well, the other mid laner is going to follow, and then you're weaker. So, great start for Team SoloMid.
Yeah, and I mean, it's such a big statement, too, because coming into this, a lot of people were saying it's kind of 50-50. Ever's been looking pretty good in Korea. They won IEM Cologne, you know, while at the same time in North America, TSM seems to be really struggling with this roster that looks great on paper, but just hasn't been able to, you know, make it work as well as people expected. But so far in this game, there's no question about who the better looking team is right now.
And it all started level 1. Crazy dying, then Key invading in, getting caught as well, using his summoners, trying to escape, and then TSM had these standard lanes where they had an advantage in what was supposed to be the losing lane because of that first blood. And then everything can just slowly but surely fall apart forever. At this point, you are looking at Team SoloMid overextending, potentially, for Ever to go in and respond, but you gotta get rid of this teleport from Bjergsen, otherwise Tempt will never join alone. He will always have Bjergsen following him to every single lane he's going to.
Yeah, I don't know if ESC ever is the type of team, too, to play patient enough to take advantage of a team that is, you know, overextending as well. Again, you know, these guys are a team that likes to just get in there and fight constantly, and so they're not going to really be patient, you know? Probably not.
Probably not, at least not the playstyle we have seen from Ever. Also, what they showed at IEM Cologne, where they did obviously win and qualify back in the off-season.
Yep. That was a weird time for League of Legends, wasn't it?
Yeah, a lot of the teams came in with like 2 days of practice, and then Ever came in after doing so well in the Kesper Cup and obviously being ready. Lost the mid laner. Yeah. Athena is gone. He's with EDG now.
Yep, that's right. Went over to China. And when they picked up Tempt for the mid lane, as we see TSM take this first drag, and I was talking to Ever's owner, and they said this is a kid that just, again, you know, lived out in the country, didn't play with anyone, just only played on solo queue, made it to Challenger in Korea by himself with, like, no outside influence, and that they're like, now that's someone with real individual talent. Yellow's start getting a little bit slowed up, but he's going to be able to make it out just fine. And so they brought him in. It's been working well, but ton of pressure on this kid right now as TSM dives into the mid lane. Tempt going to go ahead and get stopped for a moment by that Bard out. Bjergsen trapped between Loken and Key right now. Bjergsen getting low. Loken picks up a kill, and Ever actually forcing TSM back a bit. They lost their turret, though.
Gets the turret because, again, Team SoloMid are so far ahead, but forgetting what they need to do.
It was a bit disjointed, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you do not need to dive mid lane at all with this composition. You just want to split push with the Fiora over and over. Twisted Fate has no impact because Lissandra can follow. Play that style, push 2 lanes at once, use the strong Fiora to bully the Nautilus, and then you can always rotate to the lane and take tower. Diving between 2 towers is where Ever will have a slight chance to come back. Obviously, they get mid tower, so it's still technically a win for Team SoloMid. But we can see this actually gives Ever a chance to take a proper team fight.
It's a good tempered fate by Key as well.
Slows up everything, and then Bjergsen goes very deep.
Yeah.
Rest of TSM is like finishing the tower, can't really follow through. So just a little bit too aggressive also from Bjergsen with his engaging, thinking he could one-shot Loken.
You know, and we talked about ESC Ever struggling maybe if we go into later stages of the game, but if you give that Lucian items, if you give this guy kills and gold, Lucian's going to get extremely strong. And if you pair that with a Graves, you know, if Nautilus gets tanky, it's going to be tough, but you do have to be a little bit worried if you're TSM, you know?
A little bit. For now,
you can't let that happen again.
Yeah, no, you don't want to do this like over and over and over.
Yeah.
They still have double TP. They're back in the side lanes. You can see the 1-3-1 on your minimap with Hansa in the top lane, Bjergsen in the bottom lane. And this is where Ever won't have much of a response. Because if you put the Twisted Fate in the side lane, he's a super easy gank for an Elise, first of all. But also, both these soul laners can kill him, like just on their own. So it's super difficult for Tempt to find a place. And also remember the Twisted Fate ulti. The range obviously is a bit of an issue compared to a teleport.
Right. Yeah, it doesn't have that complete global range that the Summoner spell has.
And I like this now from both Svensson and Yellowstar. This is what we need to see. Push those 2 lanes, we just talked about it. Set up your deep vision, and then let Hansa be the bully. Push in this lane, and then you can just rotate from mid to top and poke away in the tower a little bit. Poke every single time, just chip it away. As long as you keep the deep vision. He really wants these jungle camps. Ares is still in
with
the whole
does,
team.
Man. I mean, we saw his commitment to jungle camps with that Grompa attempt, yeah. Loken's going to try to cull TSM away there for the moment. But now, I mean, TSM can just, you know, they've already set up vision around Baron.
Yeah,
They've got
pressure.
pretty much complete control of the map right now.
As soon as they see Logan on bottom side here, they can force a play. Now you can actually dive a tower because the AD carry is stuck there.
Yeah.
For now, though, the team is playing a little bit safe. Maybe after that play before, they were kind of like, okay, calm down, everyone. Yes, we're far ahead. So, like, now you can make a play on mid tower because Logan has to run from the bottom lane, and he has obviously nothing he can do at this point.
Yep, trying to get up there. But that turret's already pretty much dead.
Bjergsen goes back bot lane now. Push out that lane as well. If you want to play super safe, that is. Always push out all 3 lanes. They are grouping mid, though. So once again, you are giving Ever a slight chance of a team fight. But you are so far ahead that you should be able to win these fights no matter what. But I want to see Bjergsen just go back bot lane, push it out.
You got your wish.
Thank you, Bjergsen.
He doesn't get the Krugs, though.
And he doesn't get the pink ward either.
He doesn't kill the pink ward.
Doesn't care, man.
Yeah. I mean, what's Ever going to do? You know, they can't really come after him as a team. They're going to lose their mid lane turret if they do that.
Tell his mom, maybe. He's been a naughty boy. Yep. That's been about it for Ever right now. And we're back with the Gromp.
Yeah. Well, he's going to get it this time. He's not going to die to that Gromp or to anyone near the Gromp. There we go.
Now he's happy.
That's right. Redemption for Ares. He finally got the Gromp. What a guy. And meanwhile, Double F, I mean, just pushing in mid lane. It's pretty standard stuff. TSM, I mean, it's smart, like you said, to just back off, play a little bit safely. You've got a huge lead. No need to stretch things any farther than necessary.
And this is the point where being an AD carry is super fun. Because your job is to sit mid lane. When the enemy minions show up, you shoot them in the face.
Yeah.
And then you run away if you see anyone.
Wow.
All you have to do is just push away.
That's fun to you, huh?
I mean, I used to get carried quite a lot, so that was my kind of role. Just pushing the lanes with my AD carry and then wait for the side lanes to win.
I see. Just killing minions. I was too busy traveling around the map, making plays, getting kills, making my AD carry leave the game because I was taking his kills. I'm like, that's okay. We didn't need that Vayne anyway.
And now you're stuck on the caster desk instead of playing this game.
That's
this
right.
Could have been you.
I wanted to give someone else a chance. That's why.
Such a nice guy.
Yeah.
Let's see if TSM will give Ever a chance. But now once again, I don't know. You don't need to group 4 men together. Push 3 lanes.
There's the ult on Double Lift. But guess what? He's Ezreal. Tempered Fate slows him down a little bit. Temp there. He's like, I got a gold card. Okay, they get the gold card on the Double Lift. Double Lift goes down. A kill comes in for Key, getting bloodthirsty there. Yellowstar low himself. Ever kind of split up. Key has decided a magical journey behind the team. They're going to take down Yellowstar to the bot lane. Destroyed by ESC Ever and TSM. What happened there?
Well, I feel like we just talk about it again and again and again. Whenever Team SoloMid says, let's not split push, but like try and group together on these towers, you give Ever a chance to come back in this game. And they've just done it again.
It's still a 6K gold lead for TSM. They're still massively ahead, but
they are.
You can't do that kind of thing too many times, you know?
You just can't give up. Like, you shouldn't be giving up kills here.
Yeah, probably shouldn't be.
Double TP, play your side lanes. They keep moving Hanzo with the team. For some reason, let him get to that tower. He destroys the tower. So you're like, look here. Why is Hanzo running with Yellowstone Double Lift in the bottom lane? This doesn't make sense and allows Ever to set up a team fight. Yes, they lose 1 member down here in the bottom of your screen, but they still pick up 2 kills and they slow down the game, which is all they're looking for, because as long as the game is slowed down and they have more chances of fighting, there's more chances of comebacks, despite them still being so far behind.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Ever wants, is they just want as many fights as they can, so either they can come back or they just lose faster, and then they can move on with their lives.
Right. And look at the next game, Origin versus RNG, because obviously the loser of this game will face the loser of that match in a BO3 later today.
Well, TSM has been able to maintain dragon control, at least. That's their second dragon, and since we are on 6.3 in this tournament, that dragon did have those buff changes, and so it's a big deal. Second dragon means a lot more than it used to.
Yeah, I really like the second dragon buff for split pushes now.
Yeah.
Because you often just get a few hits on tower, then you have to back away.
Yeah,
get that debuff on the tower. I want to see them use these pinks, though. Place them around the Baron, so you have another threat. Enemy jungle, and then the river near the Baron, so you can see the 2 wards from Ever. You want to clear them out. So in case Ever is sitting too far back, you can always rush that Baron. Gives you just another win opportunity, basically. You are Team SoloMid, but again, they've been playing greedy, like being so far ahead and then still giving up kills.
Do you feel like Tempt should have maybe gone for a Zonius at this point with the amount of aggression they're going to need to do to get back in this game? Do you think it's really smart to go for Abyssal Scepter second?
I mean, he's doing it because he's been standing toe-to-toe with Bjergsen for quite some time, but I do agree with you. Zhonya's is super important
Ares
for
gets
him.
grabbed, a lot of trouble, gets ulted, and there's an easy kill and an easy turret for TSM. Tempt caught completely now, has that gold card load up, able to flash away. Yellowstar taking some damage, but Ever overall on the defensive. Close call there for Tempt, but he got out, and now TSM just rotating up to top lane.
This time around, Team SoloMid gets a kill, gets tower. Top tower is also open. So there's so many choices you can make technically when you're this far ahead.
Right.
And there shouldn't be a whole lot. Crazy's going in.
Since Garen was a bit low, Crazy is being crazy, gets taken down there. Hanser low, another kill for Ever. They trade 1 for 1. TSM pushed away from the turret for the moment. Bjergsen gets caught a little bit by that cosmic binding. Temp needs to be careful, man. He's so low. Look at this. Bjergsen just shredded, though. And somehow, some way, Ever has managed to push TSM away from this top lane turret. Just a little bit too much poke, it seems like.
Two top laners going down. Loken, oh, he's looking for more, not able to find it, but again, it actually forces Team SoloMid back in base. So you kind of reset the map one more time. It gives you a chance to ward up the Baron now.
Whoa, Bjergsen getting really low, and they get him. He manages to finish him off in the end, and whoa, that was a good catch for Ever. And it's stuff like this. I don't know, man. We knew it was going to be messy. I didn't think it'd be messy quite in this way.
I definitely expected Team SoloMid to be able to play this a lot cleaner after such a great start. Here, top laners goes down, and then it's super difficult. TSM, they want to stay and keep poking, but they can't really dive the turret. It actually gives a lot of chances for escape now. For escape forever to deal some damage. Loken not getting double lift.
I mean, and I really got to say, Key is making so many, well, can I say key plays in this game? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I had to do that.
It's probably his ward as well. What a key ward from him.
Yeah, exactly. Takes a magical journey and sends Bjergsen on a journey to the afterlife. Man.
It is surprising, though, a team that's been so far behind has had wards in the enemy jungle. So, like, that's why Bjergsen never expected it to be a ward in the first place. He just recalls.
I mean, yeah, you can't really blame him for recalling in that bush too much, but Ever was ready. They are ever ready.
And let's see now. We get your Hourglass. It is delayed, but also Tempt. Like, Hourglass is such an expensive item now. So getting it as a second item when you're behind, ooh, it leaves you also super weak. I think he wanted more immediate impact after having to go Rod of Ages first. Now he's going to get the Hourglass, so it's good for him for his team fights. Yeah,
really good, actually. I mean, it gives Ever a lot more options as far as getting that Twisted Fate into the back lines and zone using to let the team catch up. I mean, Key's Tempered Fates have been great. That's another way to split up the team fight a bit.
I would have liked to see Loken go for a third item QSS instead of the BF sword. Against Lissandra, also against Fiora ulti, you can QSS that one. It's going to be such a key pick, otherwise Bjergsen can't fight one shot. He gets caught.
Gets grabbed, takes a culling, pops at Zhonya's. Sven Garen coming in, Tempered Fate locks him up. And how are they going to go after this now? Bjergsen really low. They use that Graves ultimate for the damage. Yellowstar pushing him away. Nice ult by Bjergsen, comes in, ults himself, pushes Ares away. He's low. But meanwhile, Bjergsen can't quite take the heat. He gets melted literally because he's Lissandra, get it? And they get Yellowstar too. Ever has been winning fight after fight.
I mean, Team SoloMid, you tried this 4 times now. Every time you tried it, the best outcome possible you ever had was getting 1 kill and a tower. Dude. Every other time you've been losing kills. Why is this team constantly just saying, let's just keep going 5? We have great side lane control. Nah, let's run 5-man. And once again, this is what Ever's comp can do. It can team fight. Big Nautilus, Key with some fantastic ultis on
Why
the
does he go in here?
They panic. It's a panic call almost from TSM saying, hey, they're engaging on us. Let's re-engage. I can get a 5-man ulti as Lissandra, and they jump in. But you're under tower.
Yeah. You're under tower, and Ever has a lot of health left over on their team. Ares was low, but that was really about it. And, I mean, you look at the timing with the hook from Crazy, too. He just timed that perfectly after Bjergsen came out of his ultimate. And with the health total, there was just no way he was getting out. And so now, Ever is looking at a situation where the gold lead is actually shrinking for TSM.
Yes.
They brought it down to 5K. And now, you know, I feel like as you get closer and closer to 50,000 gold for each team, the gold leads start to matter less and less.
Of course, and this late game scaling Team SoloMid had with Ezreal, with the Fiora, it is still fantastic scaling.
Oh, yeah.
But the main part of Fiora is in her 1v1. She can beat anyone in the late game. So if you keep putting her into a team fight, her impact, her value is of course a lot lower, because the Nautilus is a fantastic team fight, a big frontline tank, hard for an Ezreal to kill these tanks, and also Bjergsen is diving the backline, so there's no one to really kill Crazy in the fights, because it's just double lift basically hitting him on his own. So their comp is not built to straight up 5-on-5 ever, and that's really a big issue. You need like a perfect flank, basically.
Yeah.
But now we got that QSS we talked about before from Logan.
That's huge.
We got the Hourglass, so we have defensive options now to stop this flank from one-shotting anyone.
Well, the fight gets even better for ESC Ever right now. You know, I mean, TSM obviously still in the lead in a big way. They're way up on turrets, they're way up on gold, still way up on kills, but it is the last, 10 minutes or so have been all ESC Ever.
And now, Team SoloMid is actually looking to swap lanes. They want Bjergsen on top side to push in for himself, just to have pressure on tower, and you just want Doublelift to push the bottom lane in, and then he can rotate with his jungle and support to the 2 side lanes. They're gonna show 4-man here. This means Ever can also see, okay, it's gonna be 4-man. We have seen them push it in, we know what's happening. But you wanna single out Ever.
Oh, TP actually crazy coming from behind. We'll see what they can do.
He's on Doublelift.
There's the ult. Yellowstar on his own. Doublelift taking damage from that camp as well. Yellowstar flashes, gets hooked by Crazy, gets taken out. Ever winning yet another team fight, unless Hanser can try to turn it around with that Fiora, but he's on his own. Key goes in there a little bit too deep, but they do trade. Bjergsen will ult himself. Hanser trying to zone Loken out. He's going to go over the wall. That's a good place to be away from a Fiora, but it is a double kill coming in from Doublelift. Doublelift grabs the triple. He's turning this fight around in a big way. There's the Quadra. Can he go for the Penta? He's only got to kill Crazy. Crazy getting back to his turret. Hunter setting it up. Penta kill for Doublelift. And TSM takes that lead right back in a big way.
And it looked pretty bad at first in this fight here, but then Doublelift and the rest of Team SoloMid kiting back. This late game Israel here, fully stacked tier.
Helps.
Just poking. It definitely helps. Just poking and poking and poking until Ever overextends slightly.
Yeah, and I mean, now that's going to probably be an inhibitor. That's going to be a lead that really seems insurmountable by Ever now.
We've said that before, though.
We have, but we really mean it this time.
This time we're serious. All right, let's see the fight. I like this engage because you get that team fight one more time from Ever. Grump dealing damage, Doublelift is locked up, he's not able to do a whole lot, and the Nautilus is in the front line. They do start overextending, Key jumping in, dying early on. Temp can't really do a whole lot, and Crazy was no longer the target. And just look at Doublelift sitting in the back here, waiting for someone to drop low and for Ever to split up. Then you start single them out with the Ezreal. Gets the kill onto Tempt. Crazy in the end. You have red buff. Slow from Iceborne Gauntlet. Nothing he can do. And beautiful pentakill from Doublelift.
Yeah.
Looking tricky in the start.
Yeah. It was a little bit, and I mean, by no means this has been a very clean game by either team. I mean, TSM giving up a lot of that big lead they developed, but, really kind of maybe putting a period on the end of this one with a pentakill for Doublelift. And after a team fight like that, I mean, we'll see what happens, but you'd think TSM would kind of have the momentum now.
They've been having it almost all game long, we would think at least, and yet I feel like it's so often been the...
Doublelift has a lot of kills.
Let's see. Breaks their BT shield only. But it's been like kind of the suboptimal plays from Team SoloMid, where they've been getting a little bit, but not as much as they could have been getting.
Yeah.
Until now, this outplay basically from Doublelift and the rest of the team in the last fight. Good positioning for him. 4 items completed. Last Whisper coming in like he's so strong. And we have hit that late game point where Ever technically shouldn't be able to do a whole lot when you're this far ahead with your AD carry.
Well, I mean, we've seen, though, that they are, for the most part, a pretty good team-fighting team. TSM really can't give these guys, any opportunities, because they will take them. But right now, it seems like we're seeing a pretty methodical closure of this game by TSM. They're just going to run up to the Baron while Hanser pushes down the bot lane.
I mean, we see a bit of a change, because now they have been putting pink wards in the river near the Baron. They've put up the option of going for Baron.
There's no TP for Hanser, though.
Crazy as well as running.
Yeah, no teleport for Crazy either. They're trying to get up there. He's going to have a hard time catching up to that Fiora. Ever pushes him off the Baron for the moment anyway, but TSM can go after this fight. Hanser coming in. There's the ult onto Key. He's not going to last long. True shot barrage comes through. Nice snipe by Doublelift onto Key. And yeah, Ever not in a position to win this team fight, but TSM is just so strong right now. They can bait that fight all day.
Over and over and over. You have the pink wards in position. You force them to move out. Doublelift kind of goes your kill, my kill again. 10-1 now on this Ezreal. Super fed.
Yeah, there's a pretty massive scoreline on Doublelift's Ezreal, and they're going to go after the Baron again.
As long as Team SoloMid disengage from Baron to take the fight, it's a good play. It's very risky opting into a 50-50 smite. Yellowstar's gonna zone. They can now go for the fight.
Yeah, that's right. Crazy kind of Bond is on the middle of this fight. He's tanky, but he's not tanky enough to 1v5. Just jumps onto Bjergsen, ever having to back away now. It's 3v5. TSM can just turn back and put more pressure onto that Baron if they want to. Shot barrage, just taking a chunk out of some of the members. And are they going to go in this double lift? Wow, getting aggressive. that's
a little bit too manly.
A little bit risky there,
yeah. A little bit too manly.
You got a pentacle, buddy. That's great, but that's maybe a little bit too much.
So they go back to base one more time.
Yeah.
Kind of reset it again. Only one Nexus turret.
Yeah, that's something we didn't mention, that through all that, a Nexus turret did fall just to minions in Ever's base.
Well, let's just see TSM go back to pushing side lanes and then set up the Baron one more time. At this point, though, sell your Doran's Blade, sell your Corruption Potion. You don't need them anymore.
Sell your
ring.
Doran's Blade? What are you,
the Doran's
crazy?
Ring. I know, the one ring to rule them all, but still, get a pink ward, man.
It might not be bad, yeah.
You don't want the 80 HP the Doran's
You
ring
might not need that Doran's Blade that
60
much
HP,
if you're Loken right now.
60 HP even.
Oh, 60. I thought you were an analyst.
Yeah, sorry. The numbers, man, the numbers. Pretty sure Doran's Blade is 80, though.
Oh.
Unless I'm completely wrong on all of them.
I have no idea, so I'll just believe whatever you tell me. Another Baron attempt coming in for TSM. And we'll see if there's anything at all Ever can do. They see it going on.
Crazy has TP.
He does.
So does Temp. They can actually go in and stop it. But TSM might try and look to finish the game, or at least take inhib. If they're forcing their other members to be busy from Ever and just stop the recalls, they get a TP now.
All right, Temp comes down with his ultimate to get a little bit closer to Hanser and Bjergsen, trying to do what they can to save that inhibitor, but TSM's just going to three-man the Baron. Loken, Key, and Ares going to try to do something about it. TSM backs off of it right away, though. Baron's still unclaimed by anyone. TSM chasing Ever. Meanwhile, down in the bot lane, Bjergsen and Hanser still pressuring that bottom inhibitor. Yeah, Loken just chunked out. There's really not much Ever can do. There's the TP. They really want the Baron this time.
Yeah, you're just getting pulled around the map, honestly. Go stop Baron, go stop inhib, stop Baron again, and you're not strong enough. You don't have the resources to do it at this point. No ulti from Temp. That's what they forced out. One more time, though. They're setting up the Baron. They should just disengage and take the fight, unless they can keep Ares busy.
Yeah, teleport coming in from Bjergsen. Ares trapped by that Lissandra ultimate, gets destroyed pretty quick.
Good way to keep him busy, I guess.
I suppose. I mean, they'll be able to take this Baron eventually, you'd think. Although they're starting to take some decent damage. Scarin taking a lot. There's the culling use. Key. Magical Dreams his way out. Yellowstar pops that out. Very, very tanky. Is crazy. Backs away. Hanser and Doublelift trying to get into the back lines onto Temp and Key. Temp tries to back away. Crazy comes over the wall to stop Hanser. There's the exhaust. Pulled back in again. Still healed. Still healthy enough. Loken in the back lines trying to be a hero, though. Doublelift gets Loken gets the kill onto Doublelift. Bjergsen lobes out too. There's the kill for Temp. There's a double kill for Temp. And incredibly, TSM gets aced. Are you kidding me? What is going on?
Duh, you lied to everyone. You said this was supposed to be a win.
I mean, they can't finish the game. They've got to go through the entire, mid lane.
But that's a lot of gold.
Of the game. They can probably take the inhibitor, right?
You get inhib right now, and you stop another Baron from Team SoloMid. Again, we are constantly looking at a composition who wants to split push, getting into team fights over and over and over and over. I didn't hate the Baron start because they popped the Graves instantly. But
are they going to go for it?
I mean, can they finish it? They got 15 seconds.
They actually have time. Are you serious? Are you actually telling me right now that TSM is going to lose the ESC Ever? They've got minions. There goes the first Nexus turret. Doublelift back in 6. Yellowstar's up. There goes the second Nexus turret. All they need to do is focus on the Nexus. They just need to focus on the Nexus. And ESC Ever, challenger team from Korea, will take out TSM. Oh, they get it! Ever, somehow, some way, they were down like 8,000 gold in the early game.
They're down all game
and they won it.
Level 1.
I cannot believe it. The coach is ecstatic. Can't blame that guy.